Hey, good morning. Welcome to Coffee with Chris. And here's what we're going to do today. I think I wrote you guys or told you about a plan I had a year ago, a month ago. Anyway, we're going to get started on it because if you've been with me for a while, you know I've talked about writing down 10 ideas a day. Now, this is something I stole from James Altucher, who said that one of the best ways to turn on an idea machine is to get up every morning, have a cup of coffee or tea, green tea if you're a Tim Ferriss fan, and write down 10 ideas a day, which I've been doing for about 5 years now. And it's pretty easy to come up with some ideas when you do that. The problem, I think, is that my ideas run the gamut of all of these spectrums where I have 10 ideas on how to make the city a better place, or I have 10 ideas on how we should treat criminals like the congressman from West Virginia, Munchin, and Richard Burr from North Carolina. They should go to jail. I've got 10 ideas why. But anyway, you guys usually come here because you like to read the books I write. Now, I write books to make money so I can invest in cryptocurrency and buy books about marketing so I can learn more about marketing, which is one of my favorite things. Um, and where those ideas intersect, that's what I want to talk about in a later video. Right now, we're going to talk about one of the ideas I had, which was to create a video series of me reading some of my notes because I never go anywhere without a laptop, without a notebook or pieces of paper. And so sometimes when I'm sitting down watching TV at night, or maybe I don't want to watch what's on, but it's on, so I write ideas down and I write scenes down. So I usually have two or three books going at the same time. This is from a book called Los Banditos, which I haven't written yet, but I'm pulling the transcript from this, copy and pasting some of it over, and then that gives me an outline to work off of. If you ever plan to write your own book, this might be a good idea for something you can do, okay? So here's page 2 because I've already typed up page 1. Jay goes on a night raid. He watches a guy knock Rosa down. Jay shoots that guy. You saved my fucking life. Don't sound so surprised. I didn't think you had the balls. Next scene. Rosa introduces Jay to the group at beers on her at the bar for saving her, period. The group invites Jay and his girlfriend to a cookout, period. We learn later Jay doesn't have a girlfriend. He's on a date with a reporter. What do we need to bring? Question mark. Nothing, said Pote. This barbecue is courtesy of the vatos we busted tonight, period. Don't I sound gangster? Pote, Rosa hissed at him and drew a single finger across her throat to tell him to shut up, period. A fixer comes to visit Jay at his house in Playa del Rey and offers him a bag of cash to keep quiet about the Turks, period. New scene. Jay watches Rosa plant drugs and bust a dealer, period. I saw what you did. What? That? Question mark. That was nothing, said Rosa. That guy is going to lead us to the next guy. Then the next. All the way up the fucking chain. Period. What happens when we get to the top? Nothing, she sighed. You know what's at the top? Old white dudes. And CIA and shit. Period. Fuck, man. We ain't ever gonna reach the top. Oh, look, I even drew a cover for Los Banditos. Look at that. That's the LA County Deputy badge. Oh, and you saw a secret there. There's book number 2 in the series that I'm working on. Okay, page 3. Then what's going to make it stop? Question mark. Jay stared out of the passenger window. It ain't never gonna fucking stop, Rosa replied. She couldn't keep the sadness out of her voice, period. New scene. Jay thinks someone is following him, period. New scene. Jay meets a girl at a bar, period. This is the reporter. She leads him to her car where he gets jumped, period. Don't talk to IA, comma. He recognized Pote's voice, period. The next day, Jay gets called in to talk to internal affairs, period. He doesn't tell them anything. New scene. Rosa and Jay are on patrol. Rosa describes how big Los Angeles really is. 10 million people, Rosa gestured with her burrito. A chunk of meat flew out of the chewed in and slid across the polished tip of Jay's boot, period. It left a smear of sauce across the immaculate surface, period. Sorry about that, she chewed, period. More if you could count the illegals and the homeless and the others, period. That's 10 million vices. 10 million potential opportunities to fuck up a good day, period. The radio on her belt crackled. Like now, she shoveled another bite in her mouth and responded. Jay and Rosa get called to investigate a dead body, period. It's a hooker that Rosa knows, period. What happened to your face, ? She asked. I was born with it, comma, Jay said. She huffed a short breath through her nose and circled a finger around his bruised eyes and scratched face, period. That's after he was jumped. Rosa takes Jay on a rounds pickup, period. Rounds pickup is where they're collecting money from businesses that pay Los Banditos to keep them safe. An outside investigator finds Jay at a liquor store and tells him about the investigation into Los Banditos, period. This is all off the record, he said, period. In fact, I was never here, period. I was here, said Jay. I've got the 12-pack to prove it, period. New scene. Jay takes the reporter on a beach date, period. The investigator shows up at the beach because he wants Jay to talk to him, period. They scheduled to meet up later, period. New scene. Jay shows up at the meeting, but the investigator was a setup by the Banditos, period. I told you he was a rat, comma, Pote spit, period. Jay shook his head. Look at this asshole. Shows up and I'd say anything to get rid of him, period. You didn't get rid of him, dickhead. You fucking came here to rat us out. Jay turned to Rosa. I was just trying to find out what he knows, he pleaded. New scene. Rosa goes to her house and takes care of her nephew, period. Her parents were killed in a car crash, period. New scene. The nephew gets approached by a gang, period. Boys steal his money and beat him up, period. New scene. Rosa calls the school who says they can't do anything because it's off school property, period. Rosa takes Jay to find a chulo to get information about the kids who beat up her nephew, period. New scene. Rosa and Jay go put the scare in them, period. The kid's older brother and his gang threaten them, period. Rosa uses her status as a deputy, but they're not scared, period. New scene. Rosa uses a burner phone, calls for backup. 6 other deputies out of uniform show up. They beat up and rob the gang, period. New scene. Jay meets a girl while biking. They go to a beach bar for drinks, period. It's after dark and he bikes her back to her car, watches her drive away, period. He gets jumped again, period. His phone gets crushed, period. New scene. Rosa hears about the beatdown in the morning and goes to see Jay in the hospital, period. Fuck, she said. I thought you looked bad last time, period. Yeah, he groaned. It hurts, period. You gonna fucking whine this much when you come back? She asked, period. He didn't answer, period. You are gonna come back, right? Are you worried about me? ? Fuck yeah, period. You get beat to hell a lot, period. She stared at him for a long time, waiting for an answer, period. Yeah, he said. I'll be back. All right, don't get too excited. Fucking settle down, period, she said. New scene. Jay spies the bike girl at a press conference. She's a reporter, period. I thought you would call, comma, she tucked a strand of hair behind her ear, period. I normally have a good sense of these things. I lost my phone, said Jay. That I've heard before. No, no bullshit, Rosa slapped his shoulder as she eavesdropped. Tell her how you got your ass beat in the parking lot. Is that true? Jay shrugged and tried to hide a blush that crept up his cheeks. I wouldn't say I got my ass beat. Would you say knock the fuck out? Rosa joked. I'll meet you at the car, he said. Rosa grinned and shot him a look over her shoulder as she walked away. Pote edged over beside her and fell in step, period. We could try again, Jay suggested. Don't you have to go through the parking lot? The reporter's smile lit up her eyes. He tilted his head toward the door where Rosa disappeared. I've got bodyguards, he said. They'll keep me safe. Pote follows Rosa to the SUV, period. He's talking to a reporter. He kept his gravel-filled voice low. He's just trying to get laid, said Rosa. Uh-huh. He's all good, she assured him. New scene. Pote tries to set up Jay to kill him, and Rosa shoots. Who else is going to come for us? Jay asked. I don't know, she said. Jay and the reporter, whose name is Piper, meet back at the bar, period. I could tell you a story, said Jay. That's sort of my specialty. She sipped a beer. New scene. Jay helps a crazy homeless guy, buys him a Coke and a sandwich from a bodega. I don't think they're called bodegas in Los Angeles. Check on that. A deli. Keeps him out of the system for harassing people who are walking by, period. You got a soft heart, Rosa tells him. All right, so that is Los Banditos, the outline I have so far. So what I will do after this is take the transcript that YouTube makes, and I'll copy and paste it over into a Word document. I'll erase all the timestamps that YouTube puts on it, which is fine because it makes searching on YouTube easier. And then, as you can tell, a lot of it's going to be editing. You might have even noticed that I say the word period and question mark a lot. That's because in the past when I've dictated, I've used Dragon Dictate, and you have to say those things. I trained myself on it a little while and then got away from it. But I'd like to get back to it because, as you can tell, that's about 1,000 words in 10 minutes. So if you've been thinking about writing a story, dictation might be a way to go. And even if you don't think dictation is the way to tell the whole story, like me, I'm working on a project right now. I can literally type 1,000 words, 1,500 words in 30 minutes. And it's just when you get in a good state of flow, you've got to do what works best for you. Now, I want to thank you for joining me for Coffee for Chris. I'm going to come back with a new video soon because I've got some more stuff I need to dictate. And right now, I want you to go outside and play, have some fun, and check in with me a little bit later, okay? Have a great day.